good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Jared. Y'all, boy, you can't make this shit up. Today we're gonna be looking at a video from Pink Book Lessons. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Keep in mind, I do not own any of her content. Also, viewer discretion is advised. If you do not like me interrupting the actual video, please do me a favor and actually go watch the original video, because I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to interrupt the hell out of this video. So if you don't like it, I apologize. And shout out to Pink Book Lessons and reaching 479K subscribers. Damn. That's what I'm trying to get to. But anyways, look at this.
That's why it's important for us at tables like this, for women like us. Well, I think that's why it's important for us at tables like this, for women like us who do have a platform to talk openly about the challenges that we face, not because we are complaining, which we don't want to ever be complaining, but because we need to change. We need to turn that cycle on its head.
Yeah. Well, I hate to break it to you, Mrs. Obama, but you're definitely doing a lot of complaining. And the cycle you need to be turning its head on is the cycle of feminism that you've obviously immersed yourself in. And unfortunately, you and our sister Taraji P. Henson both consume the same Kool-Aid from the fountain of feminism. And instead of telling women that it's feminism that had you competing with your husband for the last 3 decades so much that you emasculated him, you've showed so much disdain and even punished him for his own success. Here we have another Red Table Talk style show featuring Michelle Pinkett Smith, where she's sitting up here with her beta brother, throwing jabs every week at her beta husband, and basically complaining about his success that's afforded her the opportunity to sit up here whining for hours every week and actually have people interested in listening to this baby bop bimbo babble from a 61-year-old woman. I have to say that maturing is realizing that Tavis Smiley was right about Obama. Waking up is realizing that Cornel West was right about Obama, and realizing that Michelle Obama was a chameleon the whole time, and she never fully developed from that city girl feminist from the south side of Chicago. Yes, waking up and maturing is finally realizing that Michelle Obama and her husband duped everybody. We're going to get into this ridiculous Red Table Talk, but first, take a second to make sure.
You know, I'm gonna say this. The shit that's going on with the Obamas. When I was a kid, and both Barack became the president and Michelle was the first lady, I was happy because I was excited to see a black couple in the White House. But seeing this shit from adult eyes, you can't make none of this shit up. And I'm sorry to say it, but I agree with Pink Book Lessons on a lot of this shit right here, because it's like, she really ain't the woman that we thought she was, nor has she ever been that woman. But still, it's just like, this woman right here, the disrespect, the constant bullshit talking, all of it. You cannot make any of this shit up. And I feel like this is why a lot of brothers that are dating white women, sorry to say it, this is the reason why they leave. And you could tell by the way that this woman is, how the way she acts, how the way she carries herself like a feminist. You can tell. And no disrespect to Miss Obama, but ma'am, the shit that you doing, the shit that your husband has done, the success he has, it's got nothing to do with you. And I apologize, but you wouldn't be you without him.
Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates.
And we have to talk about our stresses openly, you know. And also, as Black women, we are so easily labeled as angry and bitter. And let me tell you some of the most hurtful stuff that I experienced entering this life of public service at the heights that we entered into was during my husband's presidential campaign. Mm-hmm. And just me telling the truth of who we were, just humanizing him as a man, saying he's a great man, but he's not perfect. Mm-hmm. He's got his foibles and his flaws, trying to humanize him. The first thing that some female journalist said was that I was bitter. I was emasculating him.
Because that's exactly what you did, Michelle.
Miss Obama, let me explain something to you. The kind of success your man has, being the first questionably black president of the United States, that has weight to it. You can't just go around this motherfucker acting like everything. You can't just go around this motherfucker acting like your regular black couple. He was the president of the United States, meaning that he held significant power. It still does, political influence. Your husband is not a typical black man that you can just go out here and disrespect. Your husband has the eyes of the entire world on him. Still, even though it's been 10 years, he still has the eyes of the world on him. You can't deny that. The way that you talk about this man, you have an extreme amount of disdain for this man. You do not like this man. Yes, you may be married to him, but I believe that's for political purposes. And also, I believe that's for financial purposes. You don't care about them. You don't care about that man's public image. And you going on this show disrespecting the hell out of him, that says something. Everybody that's now seeing this shit for what it is, they're now seeing what everybody else was saying about you back then. I didn't see it, and I'm seeing it now.
Emasculated him. And it's crazy because back then, many people didn't hear her have those conversations with the media that she's admitting to now. But a lot of people didn't hear her talking like that until he was out of office. So it's interesting. She's saying that she was talking like that the whole time from the beginning. And you see how she's so used to emasculating him that when people point out what she was clearly doing, she's acting like she couldn't see it. Or you know what? Maybe she's actually refusing to see it.
Just by sort of trying to tell the truth about what life is, right? And then you get labeled as angry, because you talk forcefully or passionately about something, even if it's in the context of great joy and pride. That the first label they put on us as Black women is that we are angry. And the irony is like, yeah, I am probably less liked than many of my white female friends. I see that.
Less
liked.
Not liked.
Light. L-I-G-H-T. Because I say this a lot. I mean, I see the difference in some of my white female friends. I see a lightness, an ability to be in the world and see what's going on, but still be not as burdened about it as I think I am.
The truth is, even Black women who actually met Michelle Obama early on in 2007, 2008, before Barack Obama won the primary against Hillary, they realized early on that Michelle Obama wasn't likable at all. She was very rude behind the scenes and extremely nasty. But those women who noticed that and experienced that with her, they stayed loyal because there was a bigger goal at the time. They wanted to see her make history as the first Black First Lady with the first so-called Black president. And we have to be honest, there is anger and bitterness inside of Michelle Obama, and she's doing just like Jada Pinkett, taking it all out on her husband. So no, it's not just a stereotype in this case.
Even Michelle Obama, I am still trying to tell myself that I am doing enough, right? Because there's always that feeling. I think we practice that striving because in order to be successful, I always felt like I had to be smarter, faster, work harder because somebody was going to doubt me. somebody was always already telling me why I couldn't do something before they knew me or I even tried.
What is she talking about? You put all this stress on yourself to be this and that. Remember, your husband carried the family to where you are. Your job was to fall back and support him and assist him. Again, she's speaking from the feminist mindset that she's got to work so hard and do this and that. No, you actually didn't have to work at all after your husband became a Democrat superstar. Your job at that point was to look good, keep your hair done, and be everywhere he was or on some other mission representing him. That's it. Nobody expected you to do anything more than that. That's because a job of First Lady didn't require you to actually put the same work in as a regular woman who didn't have money, who didn't have access, who didn't have the help and assistance, or the man who got you all of that. It's just really annoying hearing her trying to act like she's got the same struggles of a single mom trying to work every day to support her children alone, or the struggles of a poor family or middle-class family living check to check. Like, no, this is not that.
So you get in and I don't think this is unique to just women of color. I don't think it's just unique to men. But when you get in that habit of that constant striving and constant proving that, it's enough, it makes us overachievers, but you don't ever turn that off. Mm-hmm. And at 60, I had to convince myself that I had done enough. After all that I had done in the world, I still felt a guilt, right? Struggling with deep guilt that maybe I needed to do a little bit more.
You do realize what she's struggling with, right? The real reason why she's battling to have to do more is because she's in competition with her husband, comparing herself to him, a man that was a 2-time president of the #1 country in the world. And again, it's feminism that even placed that thought in her head that she's got to be greater than him. The anything you can do, I can do better syndrome, the Jada Pinkett Smith syndrome, or
about the whole Jada Pinkett Smith thing. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think Jada Pinkett Smith was ever anything special to begin with. Even when she was starring in movies, even then. And now the only reason why she's relevant in media is because of Will. Outside of Will, Jada isn't really looked at as anything much. She's just a woman that's married to a successful actor who's starring in a shit ton of movies, still going on, still successful, but the only reason why she's doing the thing she's doing is because of her last name is Smith. If it was her maiden name, which I don't even fucking know, we wouldn't know who the fuck Jada Pinkett Smith was. And same thing with Michelle Obama. If Michelle wasn't an Obama, we wouldn't know who the fuck she was to begin with. Only reason why we know who this woman is because she was married to Barack Obama. That's the only reason why. Yes, she's a lawyer, or she was a lawyer before she became a first lady, but still, we wouldn't know who any of the first ladies was. We wouldn't know who any of them was. Only reason why we know who any of them are is because of their husbands, or any of the successful men out there. Bill Gates' ex-wife, fucking Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. We wouldn't know who any of these women were unless they actually went out here and built something for themselves. And the only reason why she's on this show or on this show is because she's trying, like Pink Book said, she's trying to compete with her husband. Which she's failing miserable at, because if it wasn't for him, she would be irrelevant anyways. Just like she is now. That's the only reason why she's coming out saying the shit she's saying. She's irrelevant. She's trying to remain relevant in the spotlight. And by what she's doing, she's trying to discredit and embarrass her husband. That's the only way women like that stay in the public, by disrespecting, degrading, and utterly showing themselves to be hateful of their husband. Let's keep it a buck. We all know it's true. I ain't got to lie about the shit. Y'all know it's true. I know it's true. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast, support.com. I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for watching. Bye, guys.